Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Gyan Bhakti. We are currently exploring the Holy Scripture, Mysticism of Ramayana. Commentary is by my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayanandaji Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. We are currently on the Lanka Kand and we were discussing the episode Sita is reunited with Rama. Indra showers nectar over the battlefield. So, after receiving words of praise from Indra, the Lord of Gods, Sri Rama said, O Indra, you can do me one favor. Please bring back to life all those monkeys and bears who gave up their lives for me in this war against the demons. You will remember in the war, Indra also sent his own chariot and his charioteer Matali, who helped Lord Rama slay Ravana. So, in response to this request, Indra showered nectar on the battlefield. As the nectarine mist fell over both armies, all the monkeys and bears came to life, but not the demons. However, when those demons died, their minds were so immersed in Rama that they all became released from their demoniac embodiments. The monkeys and bears, on the other hand, had a divine mission, and it was Rama's will that they should be brought back to life to abide on earth. So, the mystical meaning, esoterically speaking, the monkeys and bears in this context symbolize divine or positive mental impressions, and the demons symbolize negative impressions. In the state of enlightenment, the positive impressions remain alive in the mind of a sage, but not the negative. Even those positive impressions which have somehow been thwarted during the spiritual battle of life are revived and continue to adorn the pure mind of a sage. So, this is why when we are in the sadhana stage, when we are practicing and we haven't become a siddha yet, we have to keep on going with our discipline of controlling our anger, our lust, our greed, our passion, and all these demon like vices. And only once we become enlightened do they forever go away. Otherwise, the battle continues. The negative, on the other hand, is destroyed completely. That is the reward, that is the eventual end goal. However, as we have seen clearly throughout the Ramayana, destroying a demon merely implies transmuting or sublimating negative energy into its essential positive state. So, that is the deeper meaning. Next episode is Flying Home in Pushpak Viman. With the destruction of the demons, that was mission accomplished, and the 14 years of exile coming to a close, Rama expressed his desire to return swiftly to Ayodhya so that he could be reunited with his devoted brother Bharata and all his family back in Ayodhya. Vibhishana then prepared a special aerial car or Vimana known as the Pushpak Viman, which Ravana had stolen from Kuber, the god of treasure. This aerial car had the unique ability of being guided by the will of its driver, and its size expanded and contracted according to the number of passengers. Vibhishana brought that aerial car filled with the most wonderful jewels and royal apparel to Rama, because it was Rama's grace that Vibhishana was coronated king. Seeing all that treasure inside, Rama said, O friend, fly into the sky in this aerial car and shower all these clothes and ornaments over the monkeys and bears. I wish to give them these things as their reward for fighting for me. To the delight of Rama, Lakshmana and Sita, the monkeys and bears saw the gifts falling from the sky and began to explore them. Each one took what he liked the best. Quite unaccustomed to royal wealth, They wore the clothing in a topsy-turvy fashion and tore away the parts that didn't seem to fit right. They bit into the jewels and pearls with their teeth and kept the ones that pleased them and threw aside the ones they didn't like. Like devotees who no longer value the things coveted and admired by the masses, they made quite a soup of all their treasure. All in all, those monkeys and bears gave great delight to Rama, Sita, and Lakshmana with their humorous antics and comical appearance. Shortly, Rama bade farewell to those heroic devotees and instructed them to return to their homes and resume their normal lives. The great generals of that army, Sugriv, Nal, Neel, Jambavan, Angad, Hanuman, and others, were so overcome with grief at the thought of parting from Rama that Rama asked them to come with him to Ayodhya so they could spend some more time in Rama Sita's company and also enjoy Ayodhya. Thus, Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, Vibhishana, and all the generals of the army entered into the aerial car, and Rama commanded it to carry them homeward to Ayodhya. So, with this, we have concluded the Lanka Kand, and now we will be starting the final section of mysticism of Ramayana called the Uttarkand, which is more about the actual Ayodhya experience and Lord Rama, Sita, Lakshmana completing their obligation to their father, the word they had given, killing Ravana, and now Rama becoming the king. Rama returns to Ayodhya to be coronated. 14 years had passed, and only one day was left of Rama's exile from Ayodhya. In that city, the citizens waited with eager anticipation to see Rama return home. For those 14 years, Rama's sandals had been installed as king on a throne in Nandigram, a distance away from the capital, where Bharata had lived like an ascetic. From there, he ruled the kingdom in Rama's absence in the spirit of utter humility and obedience to Rama. Just imagine how much love and devotion Bharata must have had for his elder brother. So, and it was much harder in a way for Bharata because he had all the luxuries, all the temptations. Rama didn't even ask him to sacrifice, yet he did all that voluntarily. He just became a caretaker, installed Rama's sandals on the throne, and he himself lived like an ascetic, and he would think, my lord, my brother sleeps on the floor. I am younger to him, so therefore he dug the earth, and he would sleep in that humble space in the hut that he had prepared for himself in Nandigram, which was close to Ayodhya, but he did the same penance, except he also obeyed his brother's command. So this is what true character looks like: ethical integrity and good behavior that comes spontaneously from the heart. That is the character of Bharata. Suddenly, auspicious omens began to manifest, and Hanuman appeared before Bharata, carrying the message that Rama was about to re-enter Ayodhya. Because Bharata had told his brother Rama that if you are delayed, I will self-annihilate myself if you are delayed by more than one day. I will only take care of your kingdom for 14 years because I miss you so much. And Rama had promised, my brother, I will be there right after the 14 days are completed. So it was very exciting. In the real episode, Bharata is about to actually be set up on fire when Rama thought of his slight delay and instructed Hanumanji to go and guide Bharata so he can be expecting that Lord Rama is coming. So this was the climax where he was about to be burnt up, and then suddenly Lord Rama's messenger Hanuman comes and gives this wonderful news about Rama's Sita and Lakshmana's arrival. So, overcome with joy, Bharata rushed to the palace and notified everyone about Rama's imminent arrival. So, with this, we conclude today's satsang and we will continue this holy journey in tomorrow's satsang. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Om Tat Sat.